It was also a great exposure for me.
Why did you choose CPC?
Actually, it is let me say, I believe in Nkrumah's ideologies. And seeing how politics in Ghana is going now, I think it is time we revisit the ideas that Nkrumah had for the initial Ghana that he foresaw. Okay. So when the opportunity came, I decided to accept the challenge. It was an opportunity which I accepted to take up the challenge. Yeah.
So do you think that because of Mr. Ibergre's disability, that is why you are also given the opportunity to stand? Because if you hadn't been disabled, do you think you'd have been asked to stand as well? I mean, from your opinion.
Yeah, I think that is one of the reasons why he decided to give persons with disability the opportunity, because all these years, the other parties in Ghana don't really regard persons with disability being able to contest for parliamentary seats. So since he decided to run for that party, he also decided to give the opportunity to others. I mean, it was like paving the way for persons with disability to also be actively involved in politics here. So I can say because he is also a disabled person, that is why he decided to give the opportunity to other persons with disability to contest.
Okay. And when how are the campaigning like? I'm very curious to know about the campaign trail, because I know in some cultures it is even a taboo for somebody with a disability to go and greet the chief or something. So I was wondering whether you encountered any of those situations when you were campaigning.
For me, I can say it was a bit normal for me due to the work that I'm involved in. You know, I do community ICT training. So I know most parts and villages in my community or in my constituency, let me say it that way. So it was a normal routine for me. Just that the time frame for me to be able to reach all my, how do I say, my prospective voters was not enough for me, though, because they did not have the opportunity to meet me as I would have loved to meet them one-on-one, to let them understand my ideas and goals and what I intend to do for them. Yeah, so for me, I can say it was normal for me moving around, just that we were not having enough logistics to be able to do it actively as I would have wished to. Yeah.
Okay, and has there ever been another an MP who has had a disability before? Did you know
No.
of any MP?
In my constituency, no. There has not been any person with disability contesting for a parliamentary seat. No. And also being a young woman, there has not been none yet.
And what lessons did you learn from the exercise? I mean, if you had to do it again, what lessons did you learn from 2016 that you can implement when you are doing it a second time?
I think it exposed me to a lot of the challenges that I was not aware of.
Okay.
especially with persons living on the island communities. You know, my constituency is surrounded with a lot of islands because of the River Volta. And through my campaign trail, I realized that the challenges we are seeing here were more than, the challenges we know of. And through my trail, I realized that we have a lot of challenges than what I perceived earlier on. So this time around, I have gone to know a lot of their problems and their issues. And if I should have the opportunity to run again, and if God willing, I'm able to win, then I'll know how to handle their situations better for them. And secondly, in terms of campaigning, I think I have also been able to devise a different way of doing it, differently from the able-bodied people, because the able-bodied people were going more of how do I say, door to door kind of. And with our situation, the door to door sometimes may not be favorable for us. So I'll be using more of the community, how do you call it, information centers, and also the radio stations around where they can hear more about me. And sometimes too, I can meet them through the community leaders, that is the chiefs, the assemblymen and assemblywomen. Yes, I think that would be a more convincing way of reaching them.
So were the traditional authorities accepting for you to be the MP for that area? Did you have any issues with any of the chiefs or the traditional authorities in, in that constituency?
Not really. I was not having much challenge. You know, before I get to them, I normally write to them that I would like to visit their community. And I also introduce myself to them, let them know who I am before they even get to meet me. And fortunately for me, like I said, because of the work I already do here, the ICT training in the communities, I can say most of them knows me personally before I get to their community. So it was a bit easier for me compared to somebody who has not been exposed to such, I mean, challenge before. For me, it was a bit easier for me to be able to get to them.
You
And
think
also being a female, they were always happy to see me and to hear me. And you know, also being a young woman gives me another advantage, because they saw me as an inspiration to the youth in the communities, to know that somebody of my caliber, I mean a young woman, a person with disability, willing and eager to contest for a seat, was also an inspiration and encouragement to the youth and the young people in the community. Yeah, so they were always happy to have me around.
so far in that constituency, it has always been either NPP or NDC who has won that seat, right?
Yes, it has always been these two political parties, NDC and PP, and that is what the people here are familiar with.
So do you think you would have stood a better chance of winning if you had been in any of those two parties? Do you think because that seat is predominantly either NDC or NCP, that played a role in you not being able to win the seat?
Yes, in a way, it would have been easier, but personally, I wouldn't have. I don't think I would have been able to do what I want to do, because I realized that the people too were fed up with the two parties. They needed to see a new face. They needed a change, because it's like they are used to the same things. If it is not NDC, it is MPP. If it's not MPP, it's NDC. So it's always these two parties. So they were happy to see a new face with, a new idea, knowing that they were willing to give a chance to somebody else. You understand? So they were like, oh, we are happy to see somebody also coming up to contest this too. Because they always take us for granted, since they know that they are the only ones here. And if this one goes for 4 years, the other person goes for 4 years. Because in my constituency, it is they find it difficult to give you the seat two times in a row. Because when they give you the 4 years and you don't do well, the next one they'll just give it to the other person. So they are used to doing that. And because they don't have any other alternative, they always alternate between the two, either NDC or MPP. That was what they were always going for. So they were happy to know that I am in. Even this year, though I am not out yet, they have already started calling me. Won't you run again? Are you not coming? We want to see more of you and all that. So that's one alone has encouraged me to push further.
So why didn't they vote for you then? I mean, if they wanted you to run and they wanted, they were encouraged you and they would have voted for you. I mean, because I feel that in Ghana, I may be wrong, but a lot of the people, they like to say, to encourage you and tell you something. Now, when it comes to voting, they do something else. And that
yeah, you are right. You know, one thing I've also learned is that it's difficult for people to accept change. You know, I don't know whether it is the fear of taking the risk or what. It's difficult for them to take a change. But one thing I've also learned is that with consistency and persistence, if you continue and you don't give up with determination, at a point they will realize that they want to give you the nod. So one just have to be determined and consistent in whatever you are fighting for. Because in this case, that is one thing I have learned. Even when you look at our general election, it's very difficult. Though we know things may not be going as we want, but we find it difficult to make a change. And we are also, consumed with partisan politics. We are consumed with partisan politics here in Ghana. It's as if you are in MPP or you are in NDC, even if you are doing something wrong, you are not ready to accept it that it is wrong, therefore to change it. So long as I'm in this party, if something is going bad, it is my party, so I shouldn't move away, I shouldn't say it. You understand? So we are consumed with partisan politics. That is one thing that is killing us and also deteriorating our development here in Ghana. Partisan politics is consuming us.
So what do you think? How do you think we should? What do you think is the way forward in terms of getting people out to realize that they should vote on issues and not on party colors, because that is a problem we have in this country. People vote either based on party colors or because of the tribe they come from or whatever. So, but if we want people to vote based on issues, how can we do that? I mean, what can we do to make sure that the next 10, 15 years, we are not in the same situation we are in, because people are still voting based on party colors?
It's a bit difficult to handle it. It's a whole issue on its own, to be able to let them understand that we should not be consumed by partisan politics, because it is one thing that we cannot do away with, but it is a matter of making the people understand what they really want, you know. And monetization has taken over our political system here, to the extent that the people knows very well that you can do better, but just because they are not getting money and they are not being given things that they want, they think that, oh, let me just take the money today and let them go, because they are all the same. At the end of the day, whether you vote for Kofi or Ama, they all end up doing the same thing. So next 4 years, when they come again, they give me money, I'll just take the money and vote them in. But thank God, things are changing. I think this time around, people are being enlightened. People are getting to understand our democracy system in Ghana now. So the monetization is a bit, on the minimal side, though they are still pushing in money to entice the populace to vote for them. I think this time around, they are taking the money, but they've also been enlightened and they are getting to understand things better. So I can decide to take the money, all right, and will not vote for you. So I think we need more of education. I think education should go down well for the people, make them understand that being a member of the legislature doesn't mean you are a developmental agent. That is one thing that is confusing them. They think that the moment you go to the legislative assembly, you are their agent of development. If they need hospital, you must do it for them. If they need clinic, you must do it for them. But unfortunately, that is not how the system is. You are there to ensure that policies are working, to ensure that laws that are passed are working. And in a way, you lobby in your own small way to channel some of the development projects into the constituency. You understand? But unfortunately, when we go on campaign, we tell them, oh, when you vote for me, I'll give you a hospital. When you vote for me, I'll do your road. When you vote for me, I'll do this. So after voting for you, and now they don't get it, then they assume that you did not do your work. You see, they think you've not done your, forget that it's not your work. The person who's the days to bring developmental projects into the community is the chief executive, who is the one that the common fund comes to, and he has a team who works with him to ensure that whatever quota that is into a constituency, work is done at the end of the day. Yours is to be their spokesperson at the legislative assembly. So I also think that as parents, when we go around, we should make the people understand what our duties are, the work that we are there to do for them. We shouldn't go promising them things that we cannot offer them. You understand? So I think it's more of education. If we can educate them to understand things better. So I think that is something I've also started doing. After contesting, I decided to take up a project that is encouraging the youth in my community to vie for leadership roles, to make them understand that they can also be part of the decision-making table, right from the family homes to their schools, in the communities. And as you are grooming them gradually from that stage, those that have the ambition to go into politics, they will get to understand things better. So I started a project like that from the senior high schools, encouraging more young women, especially with the women, encouraging them to get involved with decisions that entails their life, their future, and even the things that moves around them. They should be involved. It shouldn't be like one person's job, because sometimes they see it as if that is not my job. Mine is just to see to it that it is done. Vote for the person to go and do the job for me. Yes, your right is to vote for the right person to do the job for you. But at the end of the day, the person you are voting for, are you voting for the person because of the party colors? Are you voting for the person because of the 10 cedis and the t-shirt that was given to you? Or you believe that if this person goes to the assembly, the person will be able to deliver whatsoever that is there to do? Because even sometimes when you look at our general assembly, recently I was even marveled when one constituency openly came out and told the aspirant that they are no longer going to vote for him, because for the 4 years that they give to him, they never saw him speaking on the floor of parliament. You see? So I think gradually change is coming, but we need to educate them more. And we also need to encourage the youth to get in there, because they've left a lot of things for the old ones to take up. And for them, it's like they are just looking for their retirement money. They'll go there, and when they get what, they'll just enjoy with their family. They forget about us. So I think the youth should get involved. Whoever's, I think, task it is to speak, we should be able to speak. We have the freedom to speak. We don't pay to make our opinions known. So I think it's time we lay down our fears, speak, and make the right things, so that the right things can be done for us. Yeah, that's what I think. So we need more of education.
The MPs too complain that if they don't make these promises, they will not vote for them, because they are always coming to them, asking them for financial help. They're asking them to pay their school fees and all those things. That is the complaint of most of the MPs. So in order to get the vote from these people, they make some of these promises and they cannot fulfill them, then these issues come about, because personally, I believe people don't want to hear the truth. They'd rather be told lies that are sweet for them to hear than be told the truth. Because if there is no money to build roads and in your constituency, and you go and tell people that uh, good for me that cannot guarantee you a road, they will vote for you. So I think, as you are saying, education is very key because people have to understand the role of an MP and understand that the role of the MP is not to be building roads and paying school fees. The role of the MP is to advocate on behalf of of their constituency in Parliament, right? So 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 I mean, once people understand that, then it becomes easier for the MPs to campaign, and it will level the playing field because in that case, it will not be. I mean, even if some people want to pay people to vote, as you rightly said, you can pay me to vote for you, but at the end of the day, it's only God, me and God who will know who I voted for and that day. So
Yeah, you are right.
and I remember I had a conversation with the late Eva Loko, the former PPP vice presidential candidate, before she died. That was after the 2012 election, and she told me that, look, Farida, most people take, 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 take the T-shirt and things not because they want to vote for that party or whatever. It is that they have no clothes to wear. So they genuinely need clothes. Yeah, and that's it. Because I mean, if somebody is offering you a free T-shirt and you have no clothes to wear, you take it. You do not care about what is written on it or anything like that. No, because of the level of poverty that we have in our country, that is what is causing some of these issues. Now, what do you think we can do to address poverty levels among those so the your constituency, the Asugyoman constituency, is it a farming community or what do they do there?
Yeah, it is farming and fishing community.
So what plans did you have for the farmers and the fishermen in that area? I mean, what is your campaign message to them? How are you going to help them improve their livelihood?
It's like I said, it's a whole lot of, I mean, needs and challenges. It's just a matter of making them understand things that should be available for them, but they are not getting. Over here, you can see that our major challenge is the road network. The road network. So most of the foodstuffs that these farmers harvest at the end of the day remain in the villages, because to be able to get them to the cities is a huge challenge for them. Looking at our road network here, so one of the biggest challenge we have is our road network. Okay, so I have to encourage them that if given the nod and I get to the parliament, I'll be able to lobby so that the roads here will be able to will be fixed for them. I will lobby for the roads to be fixed for them. And the second one is education. Our standard of education has gone down completely. It has gone down completely because everything has been left in the hands of government to take care of. Parents are no longer interested in their children's education, especially with this free education thing. They think that everything should be free. You'll be surprised that even some of the schools, for a people to have a pen or pencil to write with, they don't have it because parents will tell them that go to school because everything is free. When you go to school, they will give it to you. You understand? So even as I'm talking to you, I have decided to be giving this pencils and pens and things to some of the schools every year to help the students to write with. You see, and I'm also trying to see how I can be able to help the parents in order to assist their children at the end of, because of all these hardships that they are going through. When the children to get to a certain stage and they feel that they are suffering too much, they just give up on the education, and they also they end up with their parents either farming or fishing or selling. You see most of these young ones hawking on the streets of Atimpoku, selling abolo and 1,000 and stuff. You understand? So I think if we make them understand that education is good, if you help your children to be educated, even if it is farming that you are doing and you are well educated, you can do it and do it better. I think they will understand what you are trying to help them to get. So it's just a matter of making them understand that if given the opportunity, much attention will be given to their needs, because it seems their needs are being ignored by members of the assembly. When they are giving the nod to go there, they just ignore their needs. Though some of them are trying, but I don't think it is enough. They can do better than that.
But are there any industries there that people who are finished school can work in? Are there any factories? I know JTL used to be there to have contestants before it closed down. Are there any other factories and things around that area that people who are finished school can go and work in?
That is also another thing that we are lacking here. We don't have enough companies or factories here. It's only these two companies that you've mentioned together with VRA, that is Water River Authority, that we have here. Because of that, we are also faced with unemployment challenge here. The youth don't get any good job to do. If you are not able to get employment with VRA, ATL, or Japan Textiles, then it means that you have to end up being a trader, either get into farming or fishing. And most of these young ones did not see anything much coming out from the farming business and the fishing that their parents are doing. So they are not also encouraged to do the same.
So, what is the situation with the district common fund over there? Are there any issues when it comes to distribution of the district common fund as there are in Accra?
Come again.
The district common fund, you know the 4% that people with disabilities are supposed to get from the district common fund. The district common fund.
You mean, yeah, you mean whether disabled persons are able to have access to their portion of the common fund?
Yes.
Is that what you are asking?
Yes, yes. Are there any issues with it as there are in Accra?
Yeah, I think I've been a member of the disbursement committee for about 5 to 6 years now. And since I joined,
Hello?
yeah, we were talking about the district command fund.
Yes, yes, yes. And you said that you are a member of the disbursement committee.
Disbursement committee, yeah.
What?
Actually, the Disability Association started some years back over here, but it was not very much active. So when I got to know about it, I decided to get involved and also see what I can do to help the members. So we instituted the whole association again, elected new executives. I contested for one of the positions, being the secretary, and I won. So since then, I've been their secretary over here in my constituency. And when the appointment also came in committee, I was also appointed to be a member. So since I became a member, like I said, 5 to 6 years now, I have tried. My people here are registered and also benefited.
So, is the one thing that I'm always interested in the are you able to evaluate whether those who take the money, whether their lives are improved from them getting access to the funds? Whether suddenly the businesses and things are doing well and all, because for me, I always like to evaluate whether whatever interventions the government is doing or the individual is doing is having a positive
Yeah,
impact. Otherwise, there's no point.
yeah, you are right. Previously, we were giving money to them. I can say most of the disbursement was in monetary uh, aspect. But when we go on evaluation, we realize that most of them were not using the money for whatsoever that they applied for. They just take the money, go and spend it, and back to their old, I mean, hard situations again. So I think about 3 years ago, we all decided and agreed on it that from that time we're no longer going to give them money, but we rather give them tools and equipment, and also, for instance, if you are trading whatsoever that you trade in, you will let us know. Or if you want to start something as a startup, you tell us what you want to start with so that we can purchase those things for you. And some of these things, for instance, somebody will say, I would like to have a provision shop so that I can be selling things there. So we come to the area first, check whether you already have a shop or a place that you sell the things. Then we'll go and buy the things and give them to you. After giving it to you, I think every 6 months, 3 to 6 months, we go to visit them again to see how they are doing with what has been given to them. If they need further support for whatsoever they have received. With those who have learned a trade, like sewing and hairdressing and the stuff, most of them they request for tools and equipment to enhance what they are already doing. And we are also supporting those who are in school by paying part of their fees for them, and also empowering their guidance, their guardians, like parents and hello.
Yeah, so you're talking about the how you pay the school fees for some of the children with disabilities, and you empower the guardians by giving them some of the money so that they'll be able to look after the children and all those things. Now, in your constituency, are there a lot of people with disabilities? Do you have a database of the people with disabilities?
Yes, yes, yeah, we have a lot of them. As February, say Around March, when the COVID pandemic came in, I was trying to solicit relief items for them. So I was trying to get all registered members. And at the end of the day, I realized as at now, the registered members stands at 650. That is the registered members.
Just in the Asugyoman constituency, really. So
Yeah.
do you think the statistics that they give for people with disabilities in Ghana is probably higher than the 4 million or 5 million that they have quoted in the.
It's way too high. It's way too high that even most of them are not to come out. Most of them are not allowed to come out. They don't even have an idea that we have such people living in these communities. So what they are quoting is just a rough figure. They are just imagining. We are way more than that.
We are probably maybe 1.5 times more than that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Now, what was your experience like when you went to register for the voters ID?
Mm, the work challenge, like I said, the first of islands, and accessibility is one of the main challenges for person with disability. I know it's a mountainous area, so we have a lot of hills around it. So moving around, getting to the registration centers and all that was a bit difficult. Even some of our people to move from their home to the registration center was another challenge. So I had to organize some of them to get assigned so that they'll be able to go and register. And I try to reach all the community leaders. We have appointed leaders for each community. So I try to reach them, find from them those who are not able to move to these areas, what we can do to help them so that they will also be able to register. So I even went to the EC office to find out from them what can we do to support those who can't come to the registration center, because we were told that with persons with disability they come to the EC office to get it done easily. But unfortunately, where the office is far from most of the communities, you know, and to get them to the center is another issue. But I'm saying you have to help with money to get support and that. We were trying to do something in order for them to get, but we were not able to do much. We were not able to do much. So I'm talking to you now. I am trying to put some views on paper and present it to the EC so that the next time they are carrying out such exercise, they will see what they can do. Because I had the opportunity to meet them at our IPAC meeting, and I was trying to find out from them whether there is any provision available for those who cannot move to the registration centers. Maybe we can appoint somebody to go to their homes to help them to fill a form, or if there will be any mobile app in the future so that at home you can even register easily, send in your data and whatever, so that at the end of the day you can send somebody to collect your card for you. I think that is the way forward. You can do something in the future. It will help a lot.
Oh, that was actually a very good suggestion, because I was like, I mean, even for those who can go to the registration center, what stops them from doing an online application where we can fill our data online, so that when
Exactly.
there's no queue. I mean, you just go there with an ID number. So that when you get to the registration center, you just present your ID number. They take your
And
number.
take your card.
That's all. I don't know why they want to go through this whole process. I mean, fine, there are people who a lot of our population probably cannot do the online thing due to lack of education. But those who can do the online ask those. So that it will ease the burden on the EC officials too. But I really don't understand how some of these things are applied anyway. But yeah, I mean, so, so going forward, on December 7th, 2020, what is the plan for them for people like you said who cannot go out and vote? What's the plan? Are they going to be denied their right to vote?
Hmm.
What?
That's a very big question to ask, because even as at now, some of them were not able to register. You know, some of them were not able to register, therefore denying them of their civic right to vote. Okay, it's just unfortunate. Even going to the registration centers, the kind of harassment and things that people were going through, you understand, political parties putting their people there to ensure that you are qualified to vote. And I don't know the kind of criteria they were using. Some people, they will just look at your face and tell you are not from here, they will not allow you to vote and all that. So I was just imagining what persons with disability will be facing during the election time. I'm just imagining. I just hope that they can develop something as soon as possible. But we keep saying we are in the technological world, we are not making good use of the technology that we are having now. Okay, because we are always suspecting somebody of doing something fraudulent. Because at the end of the day, people will still go around it. Even with this one, people will still go around it and do their own thing. Trust me. So for me, I think if they can start by doing something for persons with disability first, we can even use that as a test case. Okay, if there can be an app developed for them to use for the registration, to also use for the voting and all that as a test case, so that in the near future, maybe we can broaden it up gradually. I think that would be the best thing to do.
I think before something like that can even be done, we need a national database of people with disability. Because if the people will start pretending to be disabled so that they can also use that.
You are very right. You are very right.
So what we need is a database. Social welfare needs to come out with a database of people with disabilities, so that we all have, have a unique ID. So that even when you are going to access the district common fund or whatever services that are supposed to access, we need our unique ID to prove that we are disabled. So then it's like, I remember when you know that there are some tax relief for people with disabilities and companies who employ people with disabilities. So when I was working at my former workplace, and before I set up my company, I I wanted to access the tax relief, and the HR manager went to social welfare and they asked for proof that I was disabled. And she was like, what
Yeah.
proof you what proof you want? How can't you what am I
Oh.
supposed to have the office for you to see that is disabled or not? So I mean
Yeah.
we have database where people with disabilities are registered, the kind of disability is registered, where they live and all those things. It makes it's easier because I mean, so for instance, if let's say we found out that in in Hong for instance, there are 500 people with disabilities in Hong Kong. What they can do is they can make sure that they have at least one disability friendly polling station, so that those 500 people can go there and not have to go around to the various polling stations which are not disabled friendly. But as long as we don't have the data, it's difficult to campaign for some of these things. First, point of campaign should be to have a database of people with disabilities. So that at least we can, because when the then they'll start taking us more seriously.
You are right. You are right. We need a national database. That one you are very right. Because even with the disbursement, even with the common fund disbursement, we are having same problem with it. Because sometimes we receive application and the guardian or whoever is taking care of the person will just present a letter to you, and they are expecting you to send whatever they are requesting for. Previously they do those things. Somebody will just come and receive it or whatever on your behalf. But at the end of the day, you realize that whoever is having access to that one is not even a disabled person. Maybe the person just fell ill and has stroke, and because of the stroke, they just categorize the person as a disabled person. You understand? So with my previous evaluation and assessment, I decided that we should have an assessment team to after going through the applications, we also assess them. If possible, they should bring whoever the recipient is to the office. If we have to go to the community to visit them, we do so. That is how come I decided to have community leaders for each of the areas, so that whoever applies, I'll just call a community leader and say, this is so and so person, do you know him or her? And what is his or her type of disability? Okay, and sometimes they'll be able to tell you, oh, I know so and so person, this is how he or she is. So yes, he qualifies as a disabled person. Because even with that one, we are having problems. Like I was telling you earlier on, when I went to solicit for the relief items for persons with disability, we were moving from community to community to share the items. And some of the centers, by the time I get there, I see aged people, aged 60, 65. And when I ask them, what is your type of disability? He said, for some time now, I can't see. I am having waist and knee pains and all that. And I said, no, you are not a disabled person. You are aged. You understand? So that is some of the challenges we are facing. But like I said, we always have to start from somewhere. We just have to start from somewhere. And if we are consistent with whatsoever goal that we have set and we work towards it, we will definitely get there. I believe that with the developed countries, they also started from somewhere, just like we are doing now. Yeah, before they reach where they are. Yeah. But the problem here is, whilst you are working very hard to make it work, somebody sitting somewhere is also doing what he or she like just for their personal gains. You see, that is the painful aspect of the whole thing. Just as you and I are here now discussing the way forward, how we can help. Others know how to help, yet they won't do it. They won't do it because there are even some districts that are not releasing the common fund to persons with disability. They are not giving it out. And those who are giving it out to, they are just giving it as they wish. They give it out as they wish. Whatever they like, they give to you. If you don't like it, you leave it. That is what some of them are doing. It's very worrying. To be a disabled person in Ghana and Africa, it's worrying. We struggle in everything that we want to do, in education, in health. Politics is worse. It's worse if you don't have if you've not had breaking grounds already. Like in my situation, because of the NGO that I work with, I've been exposed a bit to the community. I know my way around, so it is a bit easier for me. But imagine somebody who has not had such opportunity, and you are coming out. Even the mere fact that you are coming out to contest is a huge challenge for you. You understand? Because the able-bodied person have made the people believe that you can only do it if you can walk on both feet, you have both hands, you are okay, everything is okay with you, you can do it. So there are places that they will even question your ability comes to play. That with this your issue, what do you think you can do for us? I remember at a place I visited, one of them asked me, being a disabled person, what do you think you can do if you vote you into parliament? And I told them, I am sorry to say in parliament, excuse me to say, I am not going to use my legs to work there. It is my voice that will be heard. You understand? Even with the voiceless, you have a way of communicating. You understand? So it's just a matter of making you understand the language I speak. At the end of the day, my job is done. That is it. So it's quite difficult. It's quite difficult, but we just have to start somewhere, and somebody has to start for others to follow suit.
I agree. So I think that I realize that even Parliament is not disability friendly.
Exactly. Exactly. The first time I visited, the first time I visited, that was one of the questions I asked them. I said, so if I had won this election and I am coming to Parliament, were you going to carry me to my seat? How are you going to do it? And one of the staff there was like, when we get to that point, we'll see how to cross the bridge. And I told them, I am coming very soon. I'm coming very soon. So do something about it before I get here.
It's like it doesn't take that much for them to make a disability friendly. So I don't see why they are not doing it. All they have to do is to either put a left or do a ramp or something. I don't remember how it is because the last time I went there was like 2013 or 2014. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. So, the thing is, unless it affects one of them, they'll never do it. So, I think we should make sure that so that we can campaign for those things. Yes, I think.
Oh, you know.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You know, sometimes I wish, though I don't really want it to happen, but I wish that one of these members in Parliament will just suffer something like this, then can understand exactly what we are going through. You know, I was watching one of our former presidents, President Kufuor, the other time. They were having a program in Parliament. Was it in Parliament or yeah, Parliament House, and he was being invited. And when he was trying to get to the main podium, he was being assisted to climb the stairs and all that. And I was looking at him, and what I said in my head was, "You see what you are going through? If something has been done to make things easier, I don't think today walking to that place will be difficult for you. You have to be assisted by two people in order for you to climb the stairs. Even that one is not disabled, is aging. You see? So I think it's high time we push this agenda of accessibility. It's not just the accessibility issue. There are a lot of things in the policy. The other time I went for a program also, and I was being asked about the Disability Act. And I told them we have a whole lot of issues there that has not been tackled. You know, the act has been passed. Even as I'm talking to you, it's being reviewed. But the question is, the other time I heard that it's being reviewed, I asked them that even the previous ones, what has been done that you are reviewing it now? You see, nothing has been done. The only thing that we heard about is accessibility. And even with the accessibility, we are still crying over it. Unfortunately, those that are crying for the accessibility are the defaulters. When you go to most of our government institutions, they are not accessible. Even in our schools are not accessible. I remember when I was in junior high school, my classroom was at the third floor. And because of that, our headmistress then has to move my class to the down floor just because of me. You see? And sometimes it's quite tiring to know that you have to stress yourself going through all this in order to achieve what you want to get in future. And the question is, what about those who don't have people like my headmistress to be able to see to it that, oh, because of you, we should bring your class to the down floor. So some of them I mean, forced to drop out of school because of all these challenges. You see, so how many? Last I was asking people that how many of our disabled people are even educated to the tertiary level? How many? because of all of these challenges, they are forced to drop out of school, though they really want to go to school. But the challenges they are facing, besides the monetary and the poverty part of it, you see. So we have a lot to I don't want to use the word fight for, but to advocate for. We have a lot to say. We have a lot to push. We have a lot to demand.
I agree. Eva, what is your disability? We didn't talk about that.
Oh, I'm a physically challenged person. I walk with pair of crutches.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the cause that polio, right?
Come again?
It was caused by polio. You had polio as a child.
Not really polio, but they were talking about something transverse polio. Yeah,
Okay.
transverse polio.
Okay. Okay. Okay, Eva, thank you so much for joining us this evening. It has been a very lively discussion, and I hope
Exactly.
you come back again so that we can have another conversation about this. And the next time you are starting for election, let me know so that I can come and campaign for you.
Then get ready. Get ready because we'll start very soon.
Fine.
It's been a very nice conversation. I've really enjoyed it. Though I wish we can continue on and on and on, but like you said, we will have another time again to talk more about this.
Exactly. Okay. So have, have a good evening and take care.
Same to you also. But I believe that the conversation will still continue on our various pages as we continue to deliberate on the various topics that has been uh, discussed here, and also the issues that has been raised. We will continue
Yes,
to discuss it on our various platforms. Yeah.
definitely, definitely. Okay. All right. Bye bye.
Bye.